Give yourself a round of applause, everybody. We have made it. We are here. Training camp has officially begun. We are done wandering through the wilderness because we've got real life football to talk about. The pads aren't on yet, but still, they're out there on the practice field. So on today's show, I'm going to give you my top takeaways from day one of Ravens training camp. And let me tell you this, the vibes are and were immaculate at Owings Mills. You got to see DeAndre Hopkins and Jaire Alexander in those Ravens uniforms, of course. You got to see the first-round pick, Malachi Starks, a little bit of Mike Green as well. There was a lot to look at and a lot to like from day one of training camp. Later in the show, don't go anywhere because a question got posed on Twitter. Is there a reason for some concern with Lamar Jackson? He didn't have the best practice. We're going to talk about that on today's show, and I'm going to tell you why or why not you should not be worried about QB1. Before we get into the content, make sure to share today's video, okay? Click that share button, send it to a friend, send it in those Ravens group messages. I know you have them. And once you've done that, comment flock in the comment section down below, and you can get a shout out on an upcoming episode. We must get 20 shares for you to get shout out. So if you have not yet, share today's video with a friend, family member, even somebody you hate. I don't care. Let's just get it out to the masses. We're going to start with Zay Flowers. Did he suffer an injury? He had to leave the field for a couple of plays on what was a very roller coaster day for the wide receiver one. Jeff Zreback tweeted, now it was an eventful day for Zay Flowers. He caught a short pass that he turned into a long touchdown to get full team work kick-started. Later, he appeared to turn his ankle and limped off the field. Hearts dropped. My stomach sank. I was a little bit worried about it, but then, of course, he returned after missing just a few plays, made several good catches. He looked good. Zay Flowers, I don't have to say this, okay, but I'm going to. He's an incredibly important piece to this Ravens offense. He's an incredibly important piece to Lamar Jackson. And I know I love Rashad Bateman, and I know I'm excited about DeAndre Hopkins, and I know I really like Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, but Zay Flowers, I believe, has the highest ceiling of anybody on the offense side of the football when talking about the pass catchers, okay? He was wonderful last season, crossed 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. I have no doubts that he'll be able to do it again. And I think we all saw, once we got into that playoff game against the Buffalo Bills, how big of a deal that it was that he was not there, that he was missing, that he was dealing with injury, right? It was an absolutely brutal loss after he injured himself in the Cleveland game in Week 18, missed against Pittsburgh, missed against Buffalo. Hopefully he'll be back, ready to go, and is fully healthy for the entirety of the season. He's massive for this offense, okay? That's the long and short of it. Long story short, this team needs him. Lamar Jackson needs him. And this team is better when he's on the field. So I'm very, very happy to see that injury that he had to limp off didn't look too serious. Hopefully they'll be monitoring it over the next couple of days. Takeaway number 2, Jaire Alexander looked good. Real good. And I'm not just talking that he looked good in a Ravens uniform. He was actually making some plays out there on the practice field as well. Nice first practice for cornerback Jaire Alexander. Jeff Zreback tweets, he had 2 pass breakups and enjoyed celebrating both of them, of course, with that seat belt celebration. DeAndre Hopkins made a nifty back shoulder catch on Alexander despite good coverage. Ref may have ruled him out. Alexander bowed towards Hopkins to express his respect. I am so thrilled to watch Jaire Alexander in this Ravens defense in 2025. Not just because he looks great in that white, black, and purple, but just because I think he's going to bring a different kind of element. He's going to bring a different kind of swag. And I think he's going to be able to bring that out of everybody else in this secondary and everybody else on this defense. Not only do I believe he's going to be a great player, but I think he's going to be able to give a lot to a guy like Nate Wiggins, who's a little bit younger, going into year 2. Jaire Alexander's been in this league a long time, and like Lamar Jackson said in his post-practice press conference, he's still got it. How hyped up are you? How excited are you for Jaire Alexander? Scale it for me 1 to 10. I think when they made the signing, I was somewhere around an 8 or 9. Now that I've seen him in practice, now that I've seen him in a uniform, let me tell you, I might be up at a 10. You let me know in the comment section down below where you sit. Number 3, Tyler Loop was perfect. And I'm talking perfect. In daily kicking competition, Tyler Loop was 6 for 6 All of his attempts were from inside the 40. John Hoyland was 4 of 5. His miss was from 40 yards. So they're not kicking super deep, right? They are only keeping it within 40 yards. But still, regardless, that's when you want him to be making them. You want him to make all of them, but especially inside the 40-yard line. And Justin Tucker, let's just be honest, guys, struggled from pretty much everywhere on the field, okay? So having a kicker that you have a lot of confidence in, even though he's a rookie, is going to be big going into this season because there will be a time. I don't know whether it's going to be in the regular season or whether it's going to be in a postseason, but it's going to be a massive game, and it's going to come down to Tyler Luke. So the fact that his training camp is starting off on a good foot, no pun intended, I think is really, really great news. I got another thing to talk about, but real quick, Lopez, before we get into that, I didn't put it on the doc, but can you go to Fanatics and GFX3? Because I got to talk about this awesome deal that our friends at Fanatics are doing where you can get this Ravens cutoff hoodie. And guys, this thing is at a wonderful, wonderful deal. $22 off. It was $55. Now it is $33. Our Chicago Bears host came into work today with his version of that hoodie. Obviously, it was hideous because it was navy and orange, but it looked incredibly comfortable. He said he loved it. It fit him perfectly, and he took advantage of the $33 deal. Chatsports.com/cutoff hoodies where you need to go. Of course, that link's going to be in the comments and description of today's video. Up fourth, Lamar Jackson was a little bit sloppy. Now, I do think we need to take a step back and say it's day one of training camp, and let's just be real. Lamar Jackson's close to perfect every single time. He deserves a sloppy day or two. Here's from Brian Wacker. It's early, but Lamar has had some inaccurate, sloppy throws. Kickers have been perfect thus far. Keaton Mitchell looks fast. Kyle Hamilton easily dusted in Andrews' block. Walker almost made a spectacular catch on a horribly underthrown ball from Leary. But it's that first sentence that we're going to talk about. It's early, but Lamar has made some inaccurate and sloppy throws. And I've seen some people overreacting to this on Twitter, which I think is absolutely ridiculous because I'm not concerned one bit. Okay, you don't win games based on throws you make on July 23rd. That's just not what happens, right? It's the first day of training camp. He's knocking the rust off. I come in here every single Monday after a weekend off, and usually my first video I have to retake after about 30 seconds because I'm a little rusty. He's had an entire offseason. It's going to be okay. We can't overreact. We got to pump the brakes, okay? Lamar Jackson's Lamar Jackson. Every single one of us should have the utmost faith in him. How are you feeling? Are you concerned about Lamar? I don't think you should be, but if you are, I want to know. Let me know by typing yes in the comment section down below. And if you're not like me, go ahead and give me a no. Jake Hummel is our final takeaway because he was not practicing. And it's kind of, I don't want to say good luck, but so far the Ravens seem incredibly healthy, even though Hummel didn't practice. Jake Hummel is the only player other than our Darius Washington and Emory Jones that anybody saw out there on training camp, which is phenomenal, okay? I don't want any of those guys injured, but at this point, even though it's early in training camp, only having 3 guys missing time, only having one of them that you didn't know about because you knew our Darius Washington, you knew Emory Jones were going to be out, like, I'll take that any day of the week. Now, for the injury, Harbaugh said it is a non-football hand injury, estimated that he'll miss about 1 week of training camp, so should be back next, I'd assume probably next Tuesday or Wednesday. The interesting thing to come from this is, in my opinion, this could possibly impact his roster spot. Right now, there are 3 locks for that inside linebacker position. Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson, and Teddy Buchanan. I think they're going to take 4 people. That last spot is going to be between Jake Hummel, Chandler Martin, or Jay Higgins, 2 undrafted free agents. Now, there's part of me that thinks Chandler Martin might win that battle. And the fact that Jake Hummel is injured and might miss a week might give the little bit of an edge to Chandler even more than it maybe already was because of his athleticism over him. But of course, Jake Hummel has played lots of years in the National Football League. He's a great addition to special teams. And so, if he comes back, he plays really, really well. I don't think it should affect him getting that 53rd spot. Health is wealth. If you want the Ravens to stay healthy, do me one big favor, like today's video. Hit that thumbs up button if you want to keep them as healthy as possible. Make sure you got me on Twitter because I will be covering training camp all week long or over the next month or so. And that's the first place I'm going to go. First place you should go as well. You can find me on Twitter at Joey Petersen and on Instagram at Joey Petersen as well. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we'll be giving you daily updates I was going to say all week long. We're going to be doing it forever. Okay, lock us in. Hit that subscribe button.